In the name of Allah, the Merciful, the Beneficent. Now with the main headlines. ISIS claims responsibility for deadly terrorist attack in Kerman. UN warns of humanitarian crisis in Sudan as ceasefire talks stall. In Pakistan, APHC leaders urge UN involvement to resolve Kashmir dispute. 4 dead after trains collide on Indonesia's main island of Java. Peace be upon the Master of Martyrs. Peace be upon you, dear viewers. This is Amir Maash and you are watching Shia Waves live from Imam Hussein TV 3. In the afternoon of Thursday, January 4th, the extremist Sunni group ISIS claimed responsibility for Wednesday's explosions in Kerman in a post on its Telegram page. The ISIS statement revealed the names of 2 members of the group, 2 brothers, Omar al-Muwahhid and Saifullah Mujahid. They exploded their suicide belts in the crowd that had gathered to participate in Qasim Soleimani's ceremony, it adds, killing and injuring more than 300 Rafidi polytheists. The post also said that the attack was part of the ISIS militant campaign called Kill Them Wherever You Find Them, as a result of 2 explosions at the ceremony marking the 4th anniversary of General Qasim Soleimani in Kerman. Dozens of people were martyred and injured. Iranian officials have confirmed the martyrdom of at least 84 people. The United Nations Security Council in a statement condemned what is called Wednesday's cowardly terrorist attack and sent its condolences to the victims' families and the Iranian government. The UN's relief chair warned on Thursday against the deepening of human suffering in Sudan due to an ongoing war in the country. Across Sudan, nearly 25 million people will need humanitarian assistance in 2024, but the bleak reality is that intensifying hostilities are putting most of them beyond our reach, Martin Griffiths said in a statement, stressing that escalating violence is also imperiling regional stability. Griffiths urged the international community, particularly those with influence on parties to the conflict in Sudan, to take decisive and immediate action to stop the fighting and safeguard humanitarian operations. At least 12,260 victims have been killed and more than 33,000 injured in the conflict, according to UN figures. A humanitarian crisis continues to worsen as nearly 6.8 million people have fled their homes, seeking safety in Sudan or neighboring countries. Several ceasefire agreements brokered by Saudi Arabia and US mediators have failed to end the violence. Sudanese paramilitary leader General Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo said on Thursday he was committed to a ceasefire to end the devastating war that has wrecked his country, even as fighting continues and there has been no progress on proposed peace talks between Dagalo and Sudan military chief General Abdel Fattah Burhan. Pakistani President Arif Alvi on Thursday renewed Islamabad's support for the people of Jammu and Kashmir's right to self-determination, calling on the UN to live up to its promise by holding a plebiscite in the disputed region. Islamabad's renewed support for Kashmiri's right to self-determination comes on the eve of January 5th, when the UN said in 1949 that the future of Jammu and Kashmir would be decided through a free and fair plebiscite. But the exercise was never carried out. On the eve of this occasion, the all-parties Hurriyat conference leaders in Indian Jammu and Kashmir have demanded the UN to fulfill its obligations regarding settlements of the Kashmir dispute under its resolutions. They said that the Kashmiri people have rendered unparalleled sacrifices for securing their inalienable right, and they are determined to continue their struggle till complete success. The Jammu and Kashmir People's Freedom League and Tehreek al-Shabab al-Muslimin, in their statements in Srinagar, said the denial of right to self-determination to the Kashmiris by India has resulted in their continued sufferings for the last several decades. They urged the UN Secretary-General, Antonio Guterres, to take notice of the deteriorating situation in Jammu and Kashmir and invoke the resolutions. Let us remind our respected viewers of today's headlines. ISIS claims responsibility for deadly terrorist attack in Kerman. UN warns of humanitarian crisis in Sudan as ceasefire talks stall. In Pakistan, APHC leaders urge UN involvement to resolve Kashmir dispute. Also tonight, China sees its hottest year on record in 2023, state media reports. 4 people have been killed and at least 42 were injured after 2 commuter trains collided in Indonesia's West Java province, Al Jazeera reported. The accident on Friday happened when a long-distance train from the country's second-largest city, Surabaya, collided with a commuter train near Bandung, the provincial capital. The Transport Ministry officials stated a total of 478 passengers were on board the trains, authorities confirmed, but the cause of the accident was not immediately clear. All the passengers were evacuated and those injured were taken to local hospitals. It should be noted that in 2022, Indonesia had the largest population of Muslims worldwide, with around 241.5 million. And now we continue with some short news. As part of its humanitarian activities, the Orphans House, one of the centres affiliated to Sayyidah Fatima Zahra complex in the Afghan capital Kabul, has distributed heaters to tens of disadvantaged families recorded on its list. The humanitarian campaign was carried out in cooperation with benefactors in wake of the deteriorating economic situation the country is going through. It should be mentioned that Sayyidah Fatima Zahra complex is one of the centres affiliated to the Supreme Religious Authority Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq al-Husseini Shirazi, which continuously conducts philanthropic activities across Afghanistan. Gavin Stevens, the chair of the National Police Chiefs Council in the United Kingdom, called for the elemental redesign of national police regulations to deinstitutionalize the systematic racism the police force was founded upon. In an interview with The Guardian newspaper, Stevens called for a fundamental redesign of national policies and practices within policing to eliminate discrimination. He feels that too little progress has been made to reform policing and that some leaders have been slow to acknowledge the challenge. In a groundbreaking discovery, fossilized teeth from ancient primates in Egypt's Fayum Depression are shedding light on their dietary habits. A recent study published in the American Journal of Biological Anthropology reveals that a mere 5% of over 400 analyzed teeth show signs of chipping, indicating a preference for soft, easy-to-chew foods like fruits over hard objects. The findings challenge previous assumptions about by early primates' diets and suggest that the last common ancestor of apes and monkeys primarily consumed fruits around 29 to 35 million years ago. The discovery opens new avenues for understanding our own evolutionary dietary changes over time. A huge fire destroyed around 60 huts under the Teen Hutty Bridge on Thursday evening, Dawn newspaper reported, adding that no one was hurt in the incident. The exact cause of the fire has not been ascertained yet, but some authorities believe the fire could be a result of some human error. The fire came under control after the hectic efforts of 11 fire tenders, and the cooling work was underway until late at night, local reports confirmed. According to state media, China experienced its hottest year ever in 2023 due to the impact of human-caused climate change. The country faced a series of heat waves and extreme weather events throughout the year, with daily and monthly temperature records being broken repeatedly. The heat waves were more widespread and severe than in previous years, arriving earlier than usual. China's exceptional warmth echoed global trends, with scientists confirming that 2023 will officially be the hottest year on record, the result of the combined effects of El Niño and climate change. The average temperature in China last year stood at 10.7 degrees Celsius, the highest since records began in 1961, according to the National Climate Center, state-run news agency Xinhua reported. We have reached the end of today's Shia Waves show. Let's remind our viewers of today's headlines. ISIS claims responsibility for deadly terrorist attack in Kerman. UN warns of humanitarian crisis in Sudan as ceasefire talks stall. In Pakistan, APHC leaders urge UN involvement to resolve Kashmir dispute. 4 dead after trains collide on Indonesia's main island of Java. China sees its hottest year on record in 2023, state media reports. You can view the latest news on Shia Waves' website, and you can send news of your city or country to be published on our news agency. Contact us on the numbers at the bottom of the screen. This is the end of today's news. Thank you for watching. We pray to Allah Almighty to hasten the reappearance of the Master of our time. Wassalamu alaikum.